Rodniks are humming in the dead of the night. Electric bills climbing, ain't feeling right. Hash rates dropping, profits thin as air. I'm digging for gold, but there's none down there. I got the crypto mining blues, feeling like I just can't choose. But there's a spark in the AI glow. Rent my computer, let the profits grow. Once I was king with my GPUs. Now I'm stuck paying the power dues. Every coin I mine feels heavier than lead, but I hear whispers of a future ahead. I got the crypto mining blues, feeling like I just can't lose. Switch my power to the AI flow, turn this burden into a glow. I see the light, it's flickering on. AI's calling my machines to respond. No more digging in the blockchain dirt. This pivot might just heal the hurt. I got the crypto mining blues, but I'm stepping in brand new shoes. The AI train's on a steady roll, gonna recompute and regain control.
I was digging deep in the digital ground, hoping for treasure, but nothing was found. The rigs were buzzing, the heat was real, electric bills biting like a thief who steals. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my day. I stacked up GPUs, thought I'd strike it rich, but the market's a beast with a wicked glitch. Hash rates climbing, rewards falling flat. Chasing that coin, I'm chasing a cat. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my day. AI knocking, it's a brand new game, whispering sweet that it knows my name. Ran out the power, let it learn and dream. A smarter hustle, a brand new scheme. Now my GPUs hum a different tune, training models under the cyber moon. No more digging, no more feudal race, just AI visions lighting up the space. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my days. Now my GPUs hum a different tune, training models under the cyber moon. No more digging, vast AI visions lighten up the space.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. How you guys all doing? Welcome to the Voltage Drop. Good to see you guys. Appreciate you guys being here. So let's first figure out who is here right now. Geez, the poll's in the way. I know Jay Styles is here, Frogman's here, and Son of a Rabbit is here. I can't see you, Son of a Rabbit, because of the poll being in the way, but I know you're here. Let's see. Northern Crypto and Tech, Dan Bulmer, Test PC. Okay. Integra Guy, welcome. Crypto MB, DJ is here. DJ's in the house. 22 to you as well. And Tube and Jar. Good to see you guys. Appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, it's been a week. It has definitely been a week. My car died this week. Always good times. It's a 10-year-old car. It was a Ford Escape. There's those EcoBoost engines were... I didn't have any problems with it until now. But other people evidently have had a lot of problems with them. So I'll just consider myself lucky at this point. But the trans died. I was on my way to work. And... well, I should say Tuesday when I was on my way home from work, it was starting to act erratically. It was not like a stoplight, and it took like a good 3 to 4 seconds for once I hit the gas for there to be any reaction whatsoever. There wasn't like a rev, nothing. It just sat there, and then finally it kicked into gear. I'm like, well, that was weird. And it did it one other time on the way to home on Tuesday, and I'm like, okay, that's not good. So anyway, I was debating whether to take my wife's car on Wednesday. I said, it'll be fine. Got about 35 miles into a 50-mile trip to work, and I lost overdrive. Then I lost fourth gear. Then I lost third gear. So I ended up switching between second gear, and sometimes it would find third, sometimes even go back to fourth. Never go back to overdrive. So it was hunting throughout the rest of the drive. I was in, you have to understand, 55 is where is the interstate I take to go to work. And it's like 80 miles an hour. Well, I was in the right lane. I got over to the right lane relatively easy once I knew that I was having an issue. But in the right lane, I was going 45 with my hazards on. But that's kind of scary when you got semis bearing down on you that just get over in the next lane right before they get to you. So that was fun. So I managed to limp it into work. In fact, going into the parking lot, there's like a small incline. I barely made it over that incline because it was in idle. It would not get out of idle. And so I'm just idling along the yard, and finally it kicks into gear. I'm like, oh, just please let me be able to get it into a spot. And so I did, and then I proceeded to call the shop and told them what was going on. They're like, yeah, this is trans. You don't want to drive that. Let me arrange a tow truck, and they did. So my boss ended up driving me home. So thank you, boss. Appreciate that. And then I've been driving my wife's car to work every day this week. But I've been out. So anyway, let me back up a second. So yeah, I got it to the shop. He's like, yeah, your trans is bad. It needs a replacement. Talked about the fact that he's like, I have no idea why, but you were short on trans fluid because you have no leaks. There's no sign of any leaks, but yet you're short of trans fluid, and it's burned out the torque converter, I think is what he said. I'm not a car guy. But yeah. So that was going to be $3,100. And I also need shocks and struts, which I've been putting off. And I know I'm going to need tires before the winter, which again, I've been putting off because it's the summer. It slips and slides quite a bit when it's raining. Yeah. So anyway, that would have been $6,000 worth of work in a 10-year-old car. So decided to go new. So I'm right now searching for a, sorry, I just saw Jay Styles' remark. I'm going to get a Mazda CX-5. I actually looked at a CX-50, but the CX-5 sits up a little bit higher, and I have long legs. So being able to have the steering column be fairly high off the ground just makes it easier to get into the car. And the CX-50 is much lower than the CX-5. So decided to go with the CX-5. And I know what color I want. I know what interior I want. And I'm trying to find that without too many other extras, because I want the preferred package and then not too many other extras. And so they're searching for it, but sounds like a bunch of them sold this weekend because it's the end of third quarter and they got a bunch of special deals going on right now. So we'll see. The one that we were trying to get from Oak Lawn was supposedly sold, even though it's still showing on the website. So now we're looking for some other ones. So yeah, I'm looking for the blue with black interior without a sunroof. Because that particular package sometimes comes with a sunroof, sometimes doesn't. They had an issue, I guess, a supply chain issue for a while where they were supplying that particular package without it. Anyway, so I've been dealing with that. Thursday went out looking at cars. Friday last night went back, put a deposit down so that they would actually go and do a dealer trade with somebody else. And it's Saturday, so not too much gets done as far as dealer trades on a day like today, but they said that they called Oak Lawn and they said that one wasn't available, that it was sold. So now he's got to check a couple other ones. So I told him, I said, if you're unable to secure one by the end of the day, Monday, I'm going to have to go to whatever dealer has the car and go to that dealer and go to get that car. That's pretty much what I'm going to have to do at that point. So yeah, so I like having a new car. That'll be fun, but I hate the car buying process. It's just such a pain. Good news is I have my car sold for like $800, actually, to the mechanic, because he's like, well, we'll fix it and we'll make it a loaner. I'm like, okay, that works. And this is a guy that I've been going to for years. My dad went to for years. We're friends of the family, basically. So it's not like the guy was trying to swindle me or anything. I know that. So anyway, but yeah, it's been a not so fun end of the week. And I was waiting all day for some type of message from the car dealer, but trying to, when all their focus is on the traffic coming through the door on the last Saturday of the third quarter, when they're trying to move as many 2025s as possible. I don't care what dealer you're talking about. Yeah, not too many people are going to be taking external phone calls at that point about dealer trades. So anyway, but that's what I've been dealing with. Let's see, what are the results of the poll so far? So far, I got 17 votes. Let's see. Yes, 59% of you think that it will be in Uptober. 29% think it's just unpredictable, so who knows? And then only 17% think it's not. Which I don't disagree. But what usually happens when we expect it to go up? What happens? It goes down. So I feel like so many people are expecting the market to go up in October that I'm just not sure it's going to happen. I hope it will. I really hope it will. I'm really starting to, I don't want to say lose patience, but I'm really starting to wonder if we've seen the best of it at this point. Yeah, we'll see. Man Cave Tech, no Lambo. I would not be able to get in and out of a Lambo as a daily driver. Definitely wouldn't, no Lambo. Because that's the only reason why I wouldn't get a Lambo. Jay Styles says CX-5 is a solid choice. Yeah, I mean, we've had one other Mazda that we've driven. We had a Mazda 5. It's like a minivan type thing. It was great for when I was a bike sales rep because I could carry lots of stuff very easily. And I could carry 6 bikes in that car, boxed bikes. So I could head to the warehouse, which was fairly near to my house, and actually fit 6 bikes. One of them had to be a kid's bike, but I could still fit 6 bikes in that car and deliver it to a dealer who might have not wanted to pay for transportation or shipping of the bikes. So one advantage I had of being in the Chicago area, because one of the giant warehouses is in the Chicago area. So not sure it's where it used to be. I think it moved further west. I'm pretty sure it moved further west. But anyway, and then my son has a Mazda 3, which he loves. And I've been kind of jealous of his car for a while. I can't get that low into a car, or at least don't want to get that low into a car. But the infotainment system I think is pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to getting used to that. Can't be any worse than the Ford one. That's for sure. It gets flaky at times. That's for sure. All right, let me check back at the chat. We got 24 votes. It hasn't really changed much. 58%, 29%, and 12%. I am going to end the poll. All right, let's see. What else did I miss here? Not too many comments. Anybody else show up? I don't. Oh, Man Cave Tech. Good to see you. Yes, no Lambo. I already commented on that. So you think Uptober, DJ, huh? DJ's usually pretty good at predicting these things. Pretty good, I say, because he's not always right. Wink, wink. Sox fan 96. Good to see you. You think it's gonna be a Downtober, huh? Could be right. Could be right. I hope not. Steven Cicero, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so that's what I don't have too much to talk about tonight, but that is what I have been dealing with this week. Now, interestingly enough, with my rentals, obviously we know mining's not really doing much of anything. My rentals have actually been doing pretty darn good. Last week, I wasn't as good as the previous week. The previous week was $869. This week was $847. So it was down a little bit. Part of that was caused by a short internet outage. I had 2-minute internet outage, which when that happens, some clients will stay on. Some clients automatically just drop. And so almost all the clients that were on my my Octo server, the 4090s on there, dropped. So it took half a day to a day to get those all back again with other clients. So yeah. So, but then they went back on and now they're good. The interesting thing is my 5090s are doing crap. They're just not getting rented very much at all. But when you check the stats and you look, I mean, it's actually pretty good. Like right now there's a total of about 2,500 total 4090s. Sorry, 5090s. And about 400 of them. So let's just say about 2,100, a little bit less than 2,100 5090s are verified, and 1,300 of them are rented. But yet I have all 4 of mine not rented, which sucks. One of them's been rented off and on. One of them has a client that's just sitting there, not doing anything. One of them is unverified. So that I'm hoping to get verified. I need to lower the price on that just to, when you have a client on your rig, it actually, the reliability goes up faster. So I'm right now, I got it set again. It's unverified, and unverified right now, the lowest, gosh, the lowest unverified on 5090s. Oop, I clicked the wrong thing, is at 15 cents. That's crazy. That's seriously nutty. But the median for unverified rented is 19.5 cents. I currently have it set at 23 cents. But I may go down a little bit. But the median unrented is at 21.7 cents. So I'm still above the median for unrented. Yeah. Anyway, I really want to get that thing verified is really what I want. It's only been about 2 weeks. Sometimes it takes 3 or 4 weeks when you have units that are needing to get verified. And I can tell they are continuing to verify. If I look like back at the beginning of September, there were there were about 1,800 verified 5090s. And now there are, let's see. Almost 2,100. Almost 2,100, which I just talked about. Almost 2,100 verified. So growth of 300. So they've been verifying them along the way. And the demand over the last, like, if you look at like the beginning of 922, 940 or so were rented. And right now we're at 1,300. So the demand has gone up. I just am not seeing any of it, unfortunately. Stephen Cicero, you were not late. You were, I guess you were at 8:17. You didn't miss much. You missed me whining about the fact that my trans died and I have to buy a new car. That's what you missed. So not a whole heck of a lot, but welcome. Yeah, lithium failed. Yeah, who knows? Could turn around. I mean, what has fundamentally changed about a lithium? Not much. Still going according to plan. I mean, there's lots of these projects that are continuing to roll out exactly what they said they were going to roll out. So, yeah, I'm still patient with some of these projects. I honestly currently don't own any lithium, but at the same time, I'm not like completely down on the project either. Pearl Rival, good to see you. Tell him to upgrade to the Mazda CX-50, support the local economy. Believe me, that's why I was looking at the CX-50 originally. I was really thinking I was going to get a CX-50. Really interesting thing I just learned as I was looking through all of the information about the CX-50 and the CX-5. The CX-50 hybrid does not have a Mazda engine in it. You don't want to know what kind it has in it? It has the same engine as a Toyota RAV4. The Toyota RAV4 hybrid, I should say. So, and the wait list for a Toyota RAV4 hybrid is pretty high, but you can get a Mazda, and the Mazda drives better than the Toyota. Toyota engines are like second to none, no question. I mean, they'll drive and drive and drive. They're not as peppy or as refined as the Mazda engines, but they're bulletproof, absolutely bulletproof. So yeah, I was looking at that and I was like, oh, only I could fit. And the other part of it is the seats on the current model CX-50 are pretty hard and they're narrow. And I'm kind of a big guy. So it was not anywhere near as comfortable to sit in a CX-50 as it was to sit in a CX-5. CX-5 was really, really comfortable and familiar. Same size vehicle as what I currently drive. I mean, it's obviously got Mazda parts instead of Ford parts, but it still feels very, very familiar. All right, let's see what else I missed. Hello, Bacon, Eggs, and Hash. Welcome. But yeah, the Toyota and Mazda actually share a manufacturing location, from what I understand, down in Huntsville. And there's like a Lexus plant down there as well. Obviously, Toyota owns Lexus, so that would make sense. But yeah, it's a big, big facility. And it's like only a couple of miles away from where my son lives. So we drive by it. In fact, we drove by it every day, driving from the hotel we were at to his apartment. So yeah. All set. Welcome. Nah City. Good to see you, sir. And Swamp 7. Happy birthday, GNU. GNU. I'm missing that. Who is GNU? Is it an abbreviation? Oh, Deeparsh. I missed him. Hello. Welcome. Oh, I see. I missed a bunch of comments up here. Tesla Y. No. Will not be getting electric this time around. The idea is that we need a good long distance vehicle. Driving, I still believe driving like 10 hours, which we do to go see my son. It's just so much easier to drive a gas vehicle than it is to try to drive a electric vehicle and find the time to actually charge along the way. It's just a hassle that I don't want to deal with. So we will eventually have one gas vehicle and one electric vehicle. So probably when my wife's car dies, depending on exactly when that is, we will probably get an all electric at that point. Might get some type of hybrid or plug-in hybrid possibly, but I really want an all electric at that point. So we'll see. We shall see. All right, let me scroll back down now that I got caught up on chat. Yes, please smash that like. Sorry, but YouTube makes me ask. They really do. It's in the terms and conditions. I don't know if you guys have ever read those, but it's definitely in there. You have to ask. Steven says, what kind of car? Get it fixed. It is a Ford Escape 2016. And I need to put like $6,000 into it, into a 10-year-old car. Yes, I could fix it. But it's a Ford Escape with an EcoBoost engine that are known to die at about 170 or 180,000 miles. So yeah, I can buy a trans for 3,100, replace the shocks and struts, get new tires for 6,000, only to have something else break in another 10 to 15,000 miles after that. So it's time. Plus, I kind of felt a little uncomfortable, especially after this, because my wife's got an Escape as well. Hers is a 2014, a little bit older, but not as many miles, where I'm like, what would happen if we were on our way down to Huntsville and the trans went out? So I don't really like driving that old of a vehicle that long of a distance. I mean, we've done it and it's been no problem, but I feel like kind of pushing our luck on that one. So yeah, well, that's what we're doing. All right, let me see. DJ still has Alf Miners going. Drowsy gave up. What did you give up on? I missed something? Oh, praying that Aletheum takes off. Tizen coin. Wow, it has been a while. Good to see you, sir. Really good to see you. WCF Studios, welcome. Rizzo529. Appreciate you being here. So I don't know how I missed your super chat on my last live stream. But you said I've been a fool. I looked up my contract and I have 72 cents a kilowatt hour since I have natural gas. I'm a pleb. Yeah, I mean, seriously, if you are pulling a lot of power, really look at, and I think I posted on my live stream description from last week, but shoot me a DM if you don't have my web app that I was talking about last week. But yeah, I haven't seen anything. I haven't even gotten my August power bill yet. I mean, the billing cycle ended on September 4th and I still haven't seen my power bill. It's been getting delayed because ComEd, I don't know what the hell they're doing. I have a feeling it's partly due to the community solar, because I haven't seen that, and I'm supposed to get my community solar bill at the end of this month, and I haven't seen that either. So it's really kind of strange. I mean, I guess you guys don't want your money. That's fine. I'll be happy to pay it all eventually. The longer I can hang on to the money, I guess I can make a little bit of money on interest. But yeah, it's kind of weird because I really want the community solar bill so I can verify, like showing exactly what I'm going to pay versus the credits I've received, so that I can prove to you guys, like, this is what's happening. This is how it works. And then I'll promote the hell out of it because it really does make a lot of sense as long as I can prove it out. I know what they told me. I just want to see it in, actual results. What does the bill look like? What do my credits look like? All that. So I'm hoping that I get the bill like in the next few days, and then I'll do a video on it. It's really what I want my next video to be, and I keep waiting for that. So it is a bit frustrating. Shides, welcome. S Chang, good to see you guys. Good to see you. Appreciate you guys being here. Rizzo says, I have 73 cents or 7.3 cents. I might have been a bit drinky last time. LOL. But yeah, Pearl Rival, you're not wrong. The merger was for the Toyota drivetrain in exchange for the Mazda paint chemistry. Really? Somebody else said that it might have been something else that Mazda had. I don't remember if it was trans related or what, but yeah, I'm sure that there was some type of exchange of, technology. That wasn't just for free one way or the other, but yeah. Let's see. So Man Cave Tech says, Max, I signed up for Community Solar, but went with US Solar, same 20%. They supposed to be more integrated with ComEd, should take less than a month to get credits. Wow. I was not. Oh, I guess I did see US Solar. So one of the things that I'm thinking about doing is, so I have, as I mentioned, I have Clearway, and you can actually get multiple Community Solar. So I don't have enough just through Clearway. So I was thinking about going with somebody else to like be able to compare two different companies. So like I said, I'm waiting to see this one first, and then I'll be completely familiar with how this one works, and then I will apply with another company, but I have to figure out exactly how much more I want to apply for. Probably at least another 15 kilowatts, most likely. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, let me know how that goes, Man Cave Tech. Would definitely like to hear. I mean, they're supposed to be more integrated with ComEd. How do you know that? Is that what they told you? Because that sounds like a sales spiel. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like. Because they're not owned by ComEd. Interesting. So Rizzo says, Max, I'm looking into getting a Pontiac Vibe or a Toyota Matrix. They are older but bulletproof drivetrains, would be good for youngest daughter as a first car. Yeah, Pontiac Vibe. I don't know anything about it. I'm just not a GM guy. Just not a GM guy. My cousin works for GM. Got nothing against GM. Just never really liked the way they drove. And Pontiacs just have not usually had a great reputation. I don't know. Best way to put it is, I'm not a GM guy. That's really what it comes down to. I just don't like GM for the most part. There's people that are GM people, and there's people that are Ford people when it comes to, is anybody a Chrysler person? If you are nuts. You are nuts. Those cars. In fact, I talked to my, my mechanic, and he is more of a Ford guy than anybody, but he did say Chrysler is the worst manufacturer right now. We see them in here all the time, and they're horrible. So whatever you do, don't even think about a Chrysler. And he said, whatever you do, don't get a Chevy, anything Chevy. He's like, Chevy is just really bad right now. He didn't talk about Pontiac or GMC or anything like that. But when I talked about the Mazda, he's like, yeah, those are good. Obviously Toyota would be good. I'm trying to remember what else he suggested. We didn't talk about Volkswagen, but that probably wouldn't have been bad either. He told me don't go with Hyundai or Kia, which I was surprised because I've heard they've been kind of up and coming and been doing pretty well. But I had pretty much decided that I wanted the Mazda just because my son's Mazda 3, I really liked it and really liked the controls and everything. I liked the way it felt. So like I said, CX5 or CX50 was pretty much a done deal. All right, let me see. Man Cave Tech will let you know how they actually do. It was 2 months to get credits with the other guys. Oh, what other? Wait a minute. Did you apply with somebody else? Did you do Clearway as well? Or what? If you didn't, which one did you go with? Risso 529. Yes, Mopar Chrysler used to be okay. Now they are trash. CJRD is horrible. Not sure what CJRD is. Honda. Yeah, I mean the Pilot. Basically the Honda Pilot was way too big. Could have tried to go with a CRV, but here was the thing about Toyota. So Toyotas are about 10 grand more, and if you're and RAV4 would have been the one I would have been going with, and right now it's like 8 months to get one. It's really hard to get one. So yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. It would not have mattered. But like I said, Toyota, in my opinion, doesn't have the best feel and drive feel to cars. Certainly going down a highway feels great. I like a little bit sportier feel, which is why I like Mazdas. And yeah, I just feel like the Mazda's a bit more refined. You definitely get more for your money when it comes to with features and everything with Mazda. Like I said, RAV4 was going to be about 10 grand more, and you got to wait. And I can't wait. I cannot wait. Oh, you called Clearway. They said 2 months. Yeah, mine ended up being a little quicker. Actually, it was really quick. It just took a while for the actual credits to get to the bill. So I applied in June, and then I actually started credits starting in June. So I got a June credit and a July credit. Now my June credit was small because it was only for part of the month, and then July, I got that. So, my next one hopefully will have the August credit on it. But we'll see. We shall see. Rizzo says, I bought my father's 2007 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo V6, and I absolutely don't like it. I made a mistake. So my father-in-law, when he was getting a new car, he had a 2018 Ford Escape. He offered me, not for free, I mean, I would have paid for it. But he's like, hey, do you want this? But here are the drawbacks of the Ford EcoBoost engines as they are now. And there's a Ford Manco. There's a YouTube channel of a guy that really knows Ford really, really well. He's a mechanic. He used to work for a Ford shop. Now he's on his own. He's actually in the Chicago area. And he said that, yeah, the Ford EcoBoost engines, the after 2017, not good at all. Not that 2017 was great, but they took a turn for the worse. Evidently, there's like I don't know how to call it, but a pool with a gasket. The pool is for the coolant, and there's a gasket, and that gasket fails at around 60 to 70,000 miles. So when it fails and then the coolant goes into the cylinders, yeah, that's not good. Not good at all. That's bad. Very bad. So yeah, he did not recommend buying the car that he was going to end up trading in. So yeah, we did that the last time when he offered it to us. This time we said no. So yeah. All right, let me check the chat again. You can buy a RAV4 today for the right price. Well, yeah, I'm sure they probably have some of the really high-end models available that tend to sit a little bit longer. No, not spending $45,000-$50,000 on a car. Yeah, blown gaskets are pretty common on those. Yep. WCF Studios, Hummer H2 is better than RAV4, LOL. Yeah, I need something that gets good gas mileage, and maybe I'm wrong, but the word Hummer or the name Hummer does not really coincide with good gas mileage. Like I said, could be wrong. Pearl says, I am Chrysler, super cheap, easy to repair if you're mechanically minded. The 3.9 is a tank if you address the rocker arm design ASAP. Okay, so yes, if you like to work on cars, then yeah, pretty much any brand probably is okay. But I don't like to go into buying a car knowing that I'm gonna have to do repairs on it. And like I said, I don't have the tools to do car repairs, at least not extensive car repairs. So no, it's not my thing. Rather do computer stuff than car stuff. No question. All right. So back to GPU rentals real quick. So yeah, it's 5090 is just weird. My 5090s just are not rented. Not rented at all. I am going to lower, actually going to lower my non-verified down to 22 cents. Like I said, and it's a short, I only have a 2-week window on it. I just want to get something on it so that I can raise the reliability on it faster. Right now it's at 99.48%. But yeah, my reliability on a bunch of these now, I have 2 that are now at 99.9 or higher. One's at 99.9 and one's at 99.906. That's one of my 2 5060 Ti rigs. And then the Octo server's at 99.9%. So even with all the stupid outages that Comcast has been doing. Any updates on Salad? Hold on a second. Let me back. I'll come back to that. I just realized I missed a bunch. Swamp 7 says, get a Tesla. I'm not getting a Tesla. I already went through that. I don't want to have to stop at charging stations on a 10-hour drive. It takes a while to charge. So no, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, Toyota Grand Highlander are high demand. Plus, that's not the type of vehicle that I'm looking for. Rizzo says, I'm still rocking a 2005 Chevy Malibu with a pushrod 3.5 liter V6, 203,000 miles. I fix it. Good. Nice. My daughter's actually still driving a 2009 Mercury Sable. It doesn't have that many miles on it, though. She basically uses it to get from the train station to work. She parks the car in a parking garage at the train station out in the burbs, and then she takes the train from the city out to the burbs. So you got that Panda. He needs the content. What? Huh? What are you talking about? You got that Panda. He needs the content. I'm not understanding what you mean by that, Pearl Rival. I'm totally missing what you're getting at. But totally, let me see. Are you talking about, I'm trying to remember what he was talking about. Oh, the Hummer H2. Yeah, good for 500,000 miles. Yeah, probably is. Yeah, I love my Tesla just eats tires and washer fluid. Washer fluid? Why would it eat washer fluid? I hear it eats blinker fluid. Make sure you refill your blinker fluid. Go with chill mode. Will save the tires. I think they go through tires just because of the weight of the vehicle. Yes, Zerg Pool is shutting down. Yes, I am aware. I am aware. Pearl Lava says, look into the Corolla Cross. I can't speak on whether or not they incorporated Sky Active transmission from Mazda, but they definitely got the paint job. Another Huntsville exclusive. Yeah, but that's a bit smaller. Anyway, I've already decided. I already put the money down, so I just got to get it while the deals are still there because it's end of third quarter. So there are definitely some deals. There was a deal that just came out either last Thursday it came out. They raised the cash back on the CX5. So, oh, his future car channel. Got it. Yeah, you must be talking about the Chicago train. Yes, I'm talking about a train from Chicago out to the burbs. Yes. Scotty Boy says Mazda is nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys have been in a Mazda lately, but they are, I don't want to say luxury, but they are well appointed cars. They feel like low end luxury cars is what they feel like when you get in them. They are very, very nice cars. They remember Mazda doesn't have a luxury brand like a lot of the other Japanese manufacturers do. So it's trying to push itself more into, not into the consumer basic segment, but pushing it to just below the luxury segment. So it's priced much, much better. But yet you can get a lot of the luxury feel from a Mazda that you can't get unless you really, really go up in price. Like I said, and it's just really priced well. I know somebody, when I said I was going to buy a new car, like, oh man, you know, what are you going to do? Spend $55,000 on a car? I'm like, no, I'm not going to spend that much on a car. Are you crazy? And then I thought about it actually when I saw like what it was going to cost. It's like 32, 33, somewhere in that range. It'll be like 34 and change with tax. I was looking at the used market, like for a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old CX5, because it's basically the same car. There really wasn't that. I didn't feel like it was enough of a savings to warrant it. I didn't want to take a risk on a car that I hadn't driven from day one. I just have always driven a new car from day one, so I know it's taken care of. I know it'll last as long as it can possibly last. So let's see. My Model 3 was 70. LOL. 70. Oh, 70,000. Yeah, I'm sure. They are definitely. Mazda is the luxury Japanese brand. Hobbyist, good to see you, sir. Appreciate you being here. So anyway, but that's what I have going on right now. Let's take a look. Why did it go to that? I don't know why this is full screen mode, but I don't like it. All right, that's gone. Let me bring up. One thing I need to do is I actually need to upgrade my Snaptron node. I did see something about that on the Timpy Discord. So I got to do that this week, and I got to do that tomorrow. I don't know what the timing of it was, but they were really recommending doing it very soon. So I should probably do it very soon. All right, let me bring up CoinMarketCap. Let me move it over. There we go. So yeah, we're derping around about 110 on Bitcoin. Give it a few more days. Maybe it'll start going up. But, you know, 4,000 on Ethereum. It's an opportunity to, I think, get in again. You know, it dropped, like Ethereum dropped like 15% or so. So Solana dropped basically 20%. It says 16% within the last 7 days, but I think overall it's dropped further than that. Because I think it went up at the beginning of the last 7 days and then came down. But yeah, everything is not good. Well, let's see what went down the most out of the top 100. Oh, look at that. Plasma did really well. What the hell? Oh, it's going to try to make me log in. All right, well, I guess I won't look at mine because I thought I was logged in, but I'm not. But top 100. Oh, I guess it's just doing it on everything. It's not actually doing it according to market cap. Let's see what else. Uniswap down 17. Yeah, everything seems to be down about 15 to 20%. Seems pretty common. Because when we start getting down below 20%, Pudgy Penguins, Meme Coin, SPX, Pi, it's just been kind of a sketch project. OG, I don't even know what that is. Pump.fun, which obviously is a meme coin like incubator. And Story, I don't even know what the heck that is. But yeah. Let's see if anything's gone down a lot in. There we go. Nope, nothing. Everything seems to be kind of derping around right now. It's not really doing a whole heck of a lot. Let's see what went up. MYX Finance Plasma Immutable X went up 9.71%. Not bad. And then everything else is pretty much even or down slightly in the last 24 hours. So, yeah. Switch back to market cap. There we go. Alrighty. So, Pro Rob says, can't believe we lost a sell over cheap seats. I'll let my friend in the supply chain know. David, aka the Max of Mazda. LOL. Oh, got it. So actually they know that this is the feedback. I talked to the guy at the dealer. He's like, yeah, you're not the first one. And it's not just again, it's the seating position. It's the fact that it's a much lower car than the CX-5. It is. I mean, it just is. Also, I didn't test drive a CX-50, but from what I've heard, it doesn't have as smooth of a ride as a CX-5 does. And I do highway driving. I generally want to have something that's more comfortable on the expressway. So another point in the CX-5 column. But then just getting into the car, the steering wheel's lower. The seating position is lower. I want a higher seating position. And what was the other thing? Oh, and the seat is hard and narrow as compared to a CX-5. So yeah, they know all these things. He even said, he's like, yeah, people get in that car and they think it's either narrow or hard. And so, yeah. I'm not saying they're cheap. They're not cheap. They look nice, but yeah. Is CX-5 all-wheel drive? Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, they're all-wheel drive now. They don't sell any two-wheel drive CX-5s anymore. So I got a new coffee mug. I got a couple new coffee mugs. I like this one. There's a guy, Dad Bod Veteran, I think is the guy's name. He's on YouTube. He's on Facebook. He's on all of them. He does shorts. He's pretty funny. I saw his coffee mugs and I was like, oh, those are killer. I have some other ones that are pretty funny too. But I'll bring those out on future streams. So let's see. WCF Studios, definitely do not want a Corvette C3 then. Yeah, no. Do not want a Corvette. My cousin has been a Corvette guy, and he has a Corvette. He is in his 70s, I believe. And he's a big guy. I can't imagine it's very fun to get in and out of that car for him. But he loves driving it. So good for him. Good for him. All right, let me, I didn't even check any crypto news. I have, all right, let's do CoinDesk. Had kind of an interesting, thing happen at work, this week. So they were, introducing a new circuit at our office. And I was like, they're like, oh, it'll only take 60 seconds. I'm like, no, we planned for the worst here. We're not taking it down. You know, you want to do it at lunch when you got 30 minutes? no problem. Here are the lunch times. He's like, I'm not staying until 7 o'clock. I don't blame you. So let's reschedule. So they're like, well, wait a minute. Let's see if we can, so they basically, found an extra, pair of fiber and hooked it up on both ends, and it was working the day before when the one tech was there, but they didn't want to switch it over. So then the next morning at 8:30, when first shift has their lunch, yes, they have their lunch at 8:30 in the morning because they start at 4. So when they start their lunch, I was like, okay, let's do it. And he's like, can't get it work, can't get it to work. I'm like, do you need to go to the other end, make sure that that's connected? He's like, well, it worked yesterday. I'm like, he's like, yeah, let's go to the other end. So we went to the other end. Lo and behold, one of the fibers wasn't seated. I was like, kind of thought maybe, you never know. So I was figuring that the fiber probably was in, but overnight, because it wasn't seated completely, probably the weight of the actual connector, because the fiber weighs nothing. And the fiber actually came from up above, but the end of the connector probably just went down ever so slightly. So therefore the light wasn't going through at the same angle that it was before, thus breaking the connection. And, but this is like 30 minutes later. Plus the walk is a long walk. It's not like just right there. But we did get it done, but I had a very interesting conversation with, this guy. He's actually, I don't exactly know what his title is, but I believe he's a director of, networking at the company I work for. And, so I was just kind of talking to him about things, and he's kind of like, why do you know this stuff? And I said, well, I've got like 15 servers at home. Wanted that shock value. And he's like, what? And I said, yeah, I sell GPU, compute from home. And he's kind of like, okay. And then I kind of explained it to him. Later on, I sent him a picture of what I had going on in the basement and stuff. So, but part of that conversation, he's like, yeah, you should join our group. So then I started having some more serious conversations with him about it. And I said, what would you be looking for? Cause all I have is, self-taught, not necessarily working in a corporation, but I know this stuff. And he's like, in our position, if you had, an AWS advanced networking certification, that would go a long way. I was like, okay, then. And it was interesting because I didn't realize, he said they're an AWS shop. I thought they were an Azure shop. And he's like, not with our group. So maybe they do a little bit of everything, I guess. Or maybe they're swapping. I know they used to be, I was pretty sure they used to be an Azure shop. So anyway, I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and get that certification or not, but it was good information to have. And I did send that email to another guy within the IT department about some skunkwork projects that I was interested in doing. Did I get a response? No. At least not yet. I was sent late in the week, near the end of the third quarter. Everybody's busy, so he just may not have had time to respond to it. But I did send it. And I will follow up with him. All right, let me see what else I might have seen in the chat. Per Rival, the lower height is probably due to fuel economy. I believe it is much bigger vehicle width and lengthwise. It's really marginal, but yeah, height wise, and actually the gas mileage as far as EPA goes, it's the same. But in real world tests, from what I've been reading online, yeah, the CX-50 got slightly better gas mileage. And again, it makes sense because lower profile. So, WCF Studios, like a go-kart, fun, but uncomfortable, handles great. Yeah, exactly. Pro Rava says, he said the seats are made in Tanner, Alabama, same as Corolla Cross. Glad the quality wasn't a concern. In 2025, I'm surprised ventilated seats isn't standard. Yeah, I know. In order to get ventilated seats, you got to go all the way up to the premium package, and I wasn't about to do that. Not going to do that. The hybrid should be exponentially better Well, the hybrid, as I was talking about earlier, the hybrid actually has a Toyota engine in it. And the one guy that did review it, he's like, if you are looking for a Mazda feel, that sporty engine feel, immediate response, all of that, the Toyota engine is not that. It's bulletproof. It's going to last a long time. It's the best hybrid engine out there, but it's not what most Mazda drivers are expecting. Plus there is like an ECVT, the transmission. It has a hum to it that's just incessant. It's always there. Now you could say, well, they should have put more sound dampening in the Mazda, but they didn't. So maybe next year with the CX-50, maybe they will put more sound dampening in there as a result of that comment that a lot of people are making. Oh, exponentially better fuel mileage. So yes and no, actually. It will get somewhat better gas mileage, but not that much. On the highway, which is all my driving, I average in my Escape 29 to 30 miles to a gallon. That's highway mileage. It's all highway mileage. So you're not going to see that big of a difference between a hybrid and a gasoline car. The battery does a little bit, but there's nothing to regenerate. You're not applying the brake until you get to the end of your trip. And so there isn't really that big of a difference. It's only like 3 or 4 miles per gallon different. That's it. So it's, like I said, it's not that big of a difference. Plus, and I know there's different views on this, but it has, the preferred package and up have cylinder deactivation, which also helps gas mileage as well. So kind of looking to see, I wonder how much that's going to improve gas mileage over what I currently had with my past car at this point. So, but yeah, we got some stuff we're gonna have to do this week. We probably gonna go over to the car tomorrow and grab everything out of it. And then on Monday, need to go, well, maybe we'll wait and probably until the beginning of October, once we have the car all squared away, but sign over the title to, the mechanic. So we can get that done. Got to get insurance. So it's going to be some work. Let's see, Max, what motor is your Escape? I got 31 miles per gallon highway on my 3.5 Malibu. It's a 3.0 EcoBoost engine. So it's a 3-liter engine. They do have a 3.5, which is what my wife has in hers. So, so one other thing I got going on, I forgot about this. So my sister lives on a farm. And she asked me a while ago, they want to be able to see inside one particular barn, so that they can, without having to go out to the barn, they can see if a cow is actually calving, having another cow. So they were looking for networking system with camera access. So Ubiquiti seems to be the best solution as far as I'm concerned. So I'm putting together a parts list for them. They just got Starlink, and so I'm going to be working with them on getting a router, setting their Starlink in basically pass-through mode and bridge mode. And then I already figured out where they can mount so basically they're going to do a point-to-point link, not the TP link. That's for sure. Oh, not bad. Not bad at all. Sorry, they were working today, and we had a huge Monday as far as volume goes. So they are just getting off of work for second shift, and yeah, I said we wanted to get to 15,000 case pick left, and we're at 13.3. So great job, guys. If anybody happens to tune in, which they don't even most of them don't even know I have a YouTube channel. I've never seen any of them tune in. Thankfully, it'd be kind of weird. Scotty boy, you'll be turning off that cylinder deactivation. Actually, on the CX-5, you can't. You can put the vehicle in sport mode, which probably in essence minimizes the use of cylinder deactivation. But there is not a way to specifically turn off cylinder deactivation on the CX-5. Like I said, it's extremely unobtrusive from what I've heard, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm willing to deal with a little bit of a, you know, I guess you feel like a little bit of a kick when it shuts off the cylinders. I don't know. We'll see. I'll put on it's one of the things I will be doing is I'll have there's a graphic in the infotainment system where you can actually look to see when it's turning off the 2 cylinders. So it'll be interesting. All right, let me catch up on chat. Get a Harley, 50 miles to the gallon. I like my life. At my age, if I get into a motorcycle crash, and I will tell you, just as when in riding bikes, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And with motorcycles, you get in a motorcycle crash, it is much worse usually than in a bike crash because you're going faster. But you can get into some serious bike crashes. I've been in some serious bike crashes. I've separated a shoulder in a bike crash, and have tons of road rash scars to show for it. With when I used to race. I saw a Hummer at a Tesla charger the other day. Interesting. Oh, you were talking about a barn early. Yes, because I was talking about my sister's farm. So yeah, they got a couple of barns, but their barns are in use, not like Panda's barn where it was just not being used for anything. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, it would be great because could put solar panels for days there. I'm curious if you can use E85 in the H2. That may save some cash during harvest season. Yeah, I have no idea. Max used to race his Prius. I've never had a hybrid, so no, not at all. I'm sure you don't race Priuses. Excuse me 1 second, I gotta sneeze. There's sure there'll be a second one here coming along. Usually comes in 2s or 3s. Chuck Danger, good to see you, sir. I did it in a Chevy Bolt. Anyway, so I was helping her put together a system, point to point. I'll have a switch hooked up to the receiving end of that, and then one of them will go to an access point for out by the barn, as well as 2 cameras. So it'll be a small little network, and then she'll have an access point in the house. I said, you could actually just put it in the center of your basement and have it point up, and it probably will cover all of your house that way. We have ours on our first floor, and it's right there. And it covers the whole house, and it's vertical as opposed to, on a ceiling, like horizontal. And it covers the entire house, basement and second floor. I just think it works well with the fact that it's radiating out, and obviously as it goes further away, it's going to radiate further and further out, and it works. I've had no trouble with coverage. Haven't really thought about it. We haven't really had a need for it to be outside because we just usually use cellular when we're outside, or if Wi-Fi is having a good day, then we are on Wi-Fi outside. Depends on where. But yeah. Yep. So I got to put that together for her tomorrow. Plus I got to do a bunch of things for work. I got to do a bunch of ordering for work tomorrow. I do want to look into that AWS advanced networking certification. Anybody here have Any advanced networking certifications? Would be curious. And then I want to call the Costco auto program because they keep. I'd originally gotten. I thought I was going to get the select model of the CX5, then decided against it and decided to get the preferred because of a bunch of features that were on it. But I don't have the Costco specific pricing for that package, so I want to have that for reference in case I go out looking just in general. And I also want to know what dealers in the Chicago area accept the Costco pricing. The one that I did look at, I was in conversations with, but the communication was sporadic and was trying to imply that I should just buy the car that was on their lot, even though it had all these extras that I didn't want. And that was frustrating to me. So I was kind of like, you know what? Never mind. So now I've kind of ghosted them. I may tomorrow just send them a message going, hey, I put $1,000 at a different Mazda dealer, and they're trying to find one for me. But the problem is if I do that, then that alerts them. So if they try to get any of these from one of this dealer is a major network of cars, of Mazdas. And so they could put a block on doing any dealer trades, which they may already have done. Because the one that I was looking at was from one of those dealers, but yeah. Rizzo, I had a Mongoose Expert bike back in 1988 when they were not Walmart bikes. Yeah, Mongoose was good. Pro, I was like, you just scored us another hour of Max Live, LOL. Yeah, because I'll go on and on about bicycles. Actually, funny you mentioned that. Somebody that I used to work with, let me see if I can pull this up. I'll come back to that. Let me see if I can find it. Giant bicycles. What's the word for it? Oh, let's just trade block. Let's do that. Yep. Giant bicycles are not allowed in the United States. Giant bicycles banned in US September 25th. So let's they're barred by Trump. I suddenly like Trump. Anyway, let's I don't want the New York Times. CNN's here. I know a lot of you don't like CNN, so I'm trying to find. This is probably the supply chain brain. This is probably the best one. U.S. Customs and Border Protection has announced a ban on imports of bicycles made in Taiwan. Go away. Made in Taiwan by Giant Manufacturing over claims that the company used forced labor. According to a release from Consumer Border Patrol, the ban went into effect on September 24th and includes all bicycles, parts, and accessories manufactured by Giant in Taiwan. During an investigation at Giant's Taiwan facility, CBP said that it found the company had withheld worker wages, assigned excessive overtime, engaged in debt bondage, and subjected employees to abusive conditions. Giant profited by imposing such abuse, blah, blah, blah. That was said by CBP Acting Executive Assistant Commissioner Susan Thomas. Giant is the world's largest manufacturer of bikes, with products sold by large retailers like Walmart and smaller independent shops alike. The company has one factory in Taiwan and 5 in China. Most of their bikes are made in China. God, I mean, if the ones in Taiwan are much nicer, though the one in Taiwan is much nicer than the ones in China. Anyway, at least it was back in the day. Giant responded to CBO's allegations by affirming that it is committed to upholding human rights and labor protections. Of course, that's what they said. But yeah, there was another article I read that basically talked about that they admitted that a while back There's evidently like a whole bunch of taxes and things that the Taiwan government charges for workers coming in from out of the country, similar to H-1B visa. It certainly is. Their charges were, I guess, higher than H-1B visa was. Now H-1B visa, obviously going to $100,000 is obviously much higher, but Giant had said that they had changed that where they were actually paying directly for those fees without making the workers pay it back to Giant. That's what they said in response. But I found that very, very interesting. And it's funny, they try to make it sound like, oh, well, Giant's the largest bike manufacturer and oh my gosh, no more bikes. But that's not really the case, because most of the everyday bikes, I'd say all of the everyday bikes, are all made in China. The ones that are made in Taiwan are the high-tech, high-end bikes, the carbon, even the high-tech carbon bikes. So even some of the lower, I believe, lower level carbon bikes, I think are starting to get made in China now. But most of the carbon bikes are made in Taiwan. And there's a couple different manufacturers. There's Merida, which makes Specialized, and Giant, which makes for Giant, and has made some for Trek, but mostly Giant makes the like everyday bikes for Trek, or at least used to. I think they still do. But yeah, Trek does some high-end manufacturing in Wisconsin. At least they used to. I'm pretty sure they still do. But yeah, let's see. Can we get back to September GTFO? Okay, fine. Is the channel about cars or crypto or GPU rentals? Yes. It is one of those. Depends on the day. I mean, what's there good to talk about as far as crypto right now? I mean, it's just kind of derping around. There's not really anything going around. I'll go back to CoinDesk. Let's see what is going on. I mean, it's right now so corporate that I believe that a lot of the brokerage firms are trying to hold down the price. And then state of crypto. Yeah, I mean, certainly we're at risk of shutting down the government, and that will not be good for crypto. That will not be good for crypto at all. Some of crypto's momentum in Washington, D.C. has stalled, a situation that may become worse if the government shuts down next week. So slowing but not stopping. The narrative, the U.S. government seems headed towards a shutdown. While that won't directly affect crypto, the reverberations from the government shutting down will affect policy making in the crypto world. I don't know about that so much, but whenever you take money out of the economy, people get worried that it's going to slow the economy. And if the government shuts down, that means they won't completely stop spending money, but they will slow spending. And even Trump has said, hey, if we're going to do this, we're going to lay all these other people off. So we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see what happens. So will Congress pass a bill? When might Congress pass a bill? And how will a government shutdown affect this process? Breaking it down. Congress has until September 30th, which is Tuesday, to pass a budget, or at least a continuing resolution that would keep funding the government. Republicans control the White House, House of Representatives, and Senate, but they still need some Democratic support to move a budget bill. Let's see, seems set to meet. Yeah, they're not going to meet. I don't know. They're not going to meet. This seems inevitable that we're going to go to a shutdown. I know that the administration is basically saying that's fine. That gives us all this power to like just completely eliminate other positions because hey, there's no budget. So therefore we can do whatever the hell we want. That's why Chuck Schumer back in April voted to approve the budget. I think it was approve the budget. It wasn't a continuing resolution at that point, I don't think. But anyway, basically to avoid a shutdown, he voted with the Republicans because he was worried about how much more power that would give to the president. Hey guys, It just doesn't matter anymore. Congress, according to the Constitution, holds the power of the purse. Well, guess what? Supreme Court doesn't give a shit. And they're going to side with the president on pretty much everything in the short term. And that's what he did most recently. Or that's what the Supreme Court did most recently. So it is what it is. So I think that's what basically the Democrats are thinking. It's like, look, we thought it was worse if we let him do whatever he wants, and therefore, if we pass a continuing resolution, then at least we hold the power for Congress and the budget. Even though it's not exactly what we want, at least it's not horrible, and that the president can't do whatever he wants because again, Congress is supposed to hold the power of the purse. So anyway, I think it's inevitable. We're going to a shutdown. I don't know how long the shutdown is going to be, but I think this could be an elongated shutdown. I really do. Really do. Democrats are not in any mood to negotiate at this point. Yeah. So hope I'm wrong, but that's what I see. That's what I see. I don't know what you guys think. What do you guys think? You think we're going to go to a shutdown? You think the Democrats are going to relinquish? The one thing I am curious about, I thought that the party in power, and because really this is what this comes down to, is the Senate. And there's like certain rules within the Senate that some things need to be 60%, some things need to be 50%. But the ruling party, I thought could change those rules, and they just have been very reluctant to do that. And I thought they could change the 60% to a 50%. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm wondering if we get like 3-4 weeks into the shutdown, that the Senate Majority Leader will basically change the rules of the Senate and allow the continuing resolution to pass, at least, if not a full-fledged budget. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, let me go back to the chat. Let's see. Is the channel? Oh yeah, I already did that. I had a rich friend. Oh, we're talking about cars again. Strange Tamer, good to see you, sir. U.S. can't regulate international decentralized networks. They don't have jurisdiction. Yeah, it was interesting that Canada actually, was able to do that against Trade Ogre, but that, I guess, is because that's where they had their stuff hosted. I'm sure they're regretting their choices at this point as far as where they had it hosted. And it doesn't sound like they got any warning, because if they had warning, then they could have probably moved it. I don't know how hard it would have been to move, but they could have. WCF Studio says, when they shut down, start at the top. Congress, Senate, legislators don't get paid, but must work. Hey, I love that idea. I love that idea. I know that a bunch of, important billionaires, I know, I forget who they were, but they basically said, yeah, you want to know how to balance the budget? Tell all of the congressmen and senators that they will not get paid until there's a balanced budget. So there's no deficit. I think that'd be pretty effective. And I love how they say, oh, there's cuts. No, there's not cuts. You're cutting the normal 4%. Here was my proposal, which was, do you know how much spending happens in the last 2 weeks of September? A lot. That's one of the reasons why I don't really like what Trump did as far as not allowing, anything that hadn't been spent in certain areas that they couldn't spend it, that they, I forget what they called it. There's a specific word for it, because I really think if you haven't spent last 2 weeks of September, if you haven't spent your budget by then, you shouldn't be able to spend it. You're done. And guess what? The next year it gets removed, which is why everybody make sure that in the last 2 weeks of September, the amount of purchases that is done by the US government skyrockets because everybody wants to make sure they spend their money. It's use it or lose it. And on top of that, if they don't use it, then they become, people start looking at them to say, well, if you didn't use it, what do you need it for? We're going to cut back on your particular department. And nobody wants that to happen to them. So what I find really interesting, because I heard a report. They said the last time a president did what President Trump just did, and I wish I could remember the word of it. If any of you guys know, let me know what it is. Was 1977. You know who was president back in 1977? Jimmy Carter, a Democrat. I will tell you that what he was trying to accomplish back then didn't go well for him. It did not go well for Jimmy Carter, because he was trying to balance the budget and got a lot of flack from both parties. And then we all know what happened when Reagan came into office and he increased defense spending like out of this world, and deficits went up quite a bit under his administration, but he was also trying to bring the economy back at the same time. So anyway, but those were good times back then. Those were good times. We had a good economy going. Interest rates were a lot higher back then. You guys have no idea what high interest rates are. Interest rates are low right now. They're just not as low as they had historically been recently. We want interest rates to go down? Bring on another pandemic. I mean, that will lower interest rates again. It will lower interest rates. Let's see, Rizzo Max, thoughts on BC2. I bought a moon bag around 18 cents. Now it's flopping around 50 cents. I heard somebody mention that. I think that was probably on Panda Stream earlier. I have no thoughts on BC2. Is that what its actual name is? Like if I do a search for BC2, I don't think it's baby cake. Is it called Bitcoin 2? What is it called? BTC2. Is that what you mean? Oh, that's not it. That's at 12 cents right now. Oh, that was you on Panda Stream. Bitcoin 2. Well, isn't that it? Bitcoin 2, BTC 2? None of these are at 50 cents. It's BC2. Well, I put BC2 in. Is it on CoinGecko? Oh, let's look at what ETC POW is. I haven't looked at it in a while, but it always comes up. Oh, look at that. It's at half a cent. Half a cent. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I still have 2 nodes running. Oh, they're probably not running because I haven't checked them in like forever. They're probably not running right now because, you know, they're on Windows machines because we all know how great Windows machines run on crypto stuff. All right, let me see. BC, where the hell is the search in this thing? There it is. BC2. It's not coming up. BC2 crypto. It's got mining pool stats. Hash rate .no. Oh, here, we'll go here. Blockspot.io. Price info. Yep, 52 cents. Exchanges. Non-KYC. I can't believe how that's still around. Be very careful with that exchange because non-KYC, if anybody decides they're going to shut them down. Interesting, but yeah, it's at almost 52 cents right now. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that. Nelson's Crypto says, no idea what high interest rates are. Meanwhile, you could buy a home on a single income. Yeah, I mean, houses were a lot less expensive. I will grant that. But I mean, my house was, when I bought it, was like 184. And I bought that on salary of about $42,000 a year. So, and that interest rate was at 9%. 9%. That was a 7-year balloon. And then proceeded to refinance along the way. So, yeah. So, yeah, I'm not saying that housing is affordable. I'm definitely not saying that. Yeah, it's rough out there. I mean, I'm fairly happy. I mean, my house is worth like around 500,000, I think, probably 450, somewhere in that range. But it's just like a regular 2,000 square foot house. It's not anything special. But we are original owners, and we've been in the house for over 30 years at this point. So, but yeah, and I know that part of the reason why prices went up as much as they did, pandemic had a lot to do with that. And obviously the market, once interest rates went up, nobody wants to sell their house, because unless you are downsizing, it doesn't make sense to get out of a low interest loan to go into a higher interest loan. Yeah, and it's not like I can move in this area. I can't really move into that much of a less expensive house. I got kids out of the house, but yeah, to try to move out of this house would be a pain, a real pain. Rizzo529 says, I threw my Nano 3 on BC2 on Brandon Coin's pool. Interesting. Huh. Let's take a look at hashrate.no. I think if I remember correctly, when he looked at it, it was still better to be on Digibyte than... All right, let's see. Coins. No, Digibyte or whatever, SHA-256. Why wouldn't it? I went to ASICs. I thought it would just like give me, like, I didn't have to necessarily put a specific coin. It would just give me what the profitability for different miners is. Yeah, it's the same thing. So yeah, Digibyte is on a, let's see, let's get to a more reasonable one. One that's not Hydro. Has 21 XP, making $3.98 a day on Digibyte. Does it have BC2 in here? Probably. Oh, it does. Let me go down to that same one. Oh, it's actually making $4.48. Interesting. How often do you guys like, based on the actual hash rate? Well, here, let me go to mining pool stats. That's not what I wanted, but let's go to Bitcoin 2. There it is. Wow. That's still a lot of hash rate. On Bitcoin 2, 1.08 exahash? What? That's nuts. That is crazy. So obviously my 1 gigahash BitAxe is still not going to get a BC2 block. So it doesn't really make much sense for me to put it on there. Which one's Brandon Coin's pool? Is he on here? Oh, is it Jelly FC? No, that says Canada. I don't think that's them. Oh, BC2 jumped in like the last week by 400%. Wow. Wow, that's a lot. Oh, it is the Jelly FC pool. Got it. Yeah, he's number 2. He's number 2. Got a lot of hash rate on it, according to this anyway. 12.48 petahash. And they've been getting blocks. 32 minutes since the last block that Jelly got, mining Dutch. Got a block in the last 5 minutes. Interesting. Very interesting. So how much is each block? Anybody know? And how often? Is it just like the SHA 256? It's still like one block every 10 minutes. WCF Studio says, yep, still mining, using mining Dutch. Yeah, there's not any information here. Jelly FC, yeah, look at all this. Mining Dutch has 93.7% of the hash rate. Wow, that's a lot. Jelly has 4%, and then all these other ones have a lot less. Hash rate history? Yep, that's not doing anything. Thought it would do something there, but it doesn't. Oh, it's not doing anything. Just the block distribution. Oh, it seems to have a few more. Like non-KYC. That seems to be the main exchange for it. I was wondering if it would just point me to that actual block. I don't think it does. No, it takes me to the pool. Takes me to the pool. Interesting. All right, let me see. It's the original Bitcoin algorithm without the BS. Without the I was gonna say orthogonals. That's not it. You know what I mean. 50 BC2 every 10 minutes. So if it's 50 cents, I didn't make a lot. 50 BC2 every 10 minutes. That means it's $25 every 10 minutes. That's all. That's not much. That is not much at all. I don't know how that math works out that you can make that much a day. If it's 10 minutes, every 10 minutes. But can be forked yet once again. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin can be forked. I mean, that's been proven. There's nothing stopping you from forking it into a different coin. But yeah, it's just one more thing that SHA 256 miners, Bitcoin miners can mine. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool because I mean, you think about it with all of the like Ethereum coins that were out there for a while, you know, you could use an Ethereum ASIC to mine all these different coins, which was really cool. And Bitcoin was just pretty much Bitcoin. But now you can mine, I mean, you can always mine a few things. Like I know Digibyte you could, or a few others, but it seems like right now there's others that are now starting to, just like Script is getting additional as well. So kind of cool. Kind of cool. Oh, one other thing. So render. Yeah. I still haven't gotten paid. I did run a job for a while, and I haven't run a job since, but I'm still available on the network. In fact, let me just do a double check to see if it still shows available. Yep, still shows available. But I didn't get paid for anything. Any of the work I did not get paid for yet. been asking a lot of questions, and now it seems to be falling on complete and utter deaf ears. Nobody's saying anything. It's really frustrating. So I haven't lit them up yet. I'm going to wait until this next Wednesday goes by, see if I get paid this next Wednesday. If I don't, I will have lost patience at that point, and I'm going to start like, hey, I need some answers here. Should I just take my node down? Because you ain't paying me for anything. So yeah, right now I just feel like the information is lacking. Really lacking. So if anybody's here from Render, it would be nice if you could tell me when the compute nodes actually get paid. Actually get paid in Render. I've double checked what wallet I used because I was like, well, wait a minute. I could have used a couple different wallets. I've checked. I didn't get paid. I'll check that wallet one more time. What password did I use on this? I always forget on this. There we go. No, go away. Yeah, still no render. Still no render in there. Let's do manage tokens just to make sure, and I'm going to make sure that I put that in here. And I don't know why. I know that it allows it in here because I've seen it before, but I can't. It only manages certain tokens. Trying to think of another token to use, but yeah, I can't. For whatever reason, I can't seem to pull up render in here. But I was told that once I get render sent to my Phantom wallet, that it will just show up. So right now, that's the wallet address I gave them, and I haven't received anything. So yeah, a little frustrating. A bit frustrating. So Render is another compute platform. It's been around for a long time. DJ and Chump Change have both talked about it as far as investing in and out of it. So it's been around for quite a while. So now they have like a render platform and a compute platform. The compute platform, what I understand, is a little bit new. So I've deployed on that. And like I said, I had gotten a job and that's it. So don't know what's going on, but I am I'm getting a little frustrated. With them. I mean, that 5090 cost me something and it's just derping around. Not that it's doing, the 5090s are doing any better on Vast right now. It's weird that they're all just not doing anything. I'm just going to double check. I'm hoping that because I'm talking about it, that they're not doing anything, that maybe one of them would get picked up. You'll refresh and see. Probably not. Wishful thinking. Nah. Nothing picked up. Not surprised. Not surprised at all. So yeah, and it was pretty easy to deploy on it. There were a few gotchas, but I mean, they were easy to get around. I don't even remember exactly. I just remember that it was pretty darn easy. Not quite as easy as deploying on QuickPod or Octaspace, but still not very difficult. Not very difficult at all. There is market saturation, but like I said, if you look at Vast, it's still over 50% rented. It's over 50% rented. Everything that I have other than my 5090s is rented. Everything else is rented. On Salad. Oh, sorry. Somebody had asked for a Salad update. So Salad, let me bring this up here. So right now I have one that is making 7.6 cents. This is a 3060. 7.6 cents an hour. And that's the one that has 64 gig of RAM in it. Seems to be the big thing. And it also has a Xeon processor, a 10 core 20 thread Xeon processor. So that may be another reason why that one is doing well. The other two, which only have 32 gig RAM, maybe that's why they're not doing as well. One of those two I could upgrade, and I may upgrade the RAM. In fact, hold on. I have a couple spare back there. I could probably just put those in the one so that it has 4. So maybe it would be enough to get it over the hump possibly on one of the rigs. The other one only has 2 DIMM slots, so not much I can do there. But 7.6 cents is good on the one, and it's been doing pretty well. Let's look at 7 days. It hasn't always been that way, but did well back here, and now it's doing better. So yeah, and these other two we're getting rented here for a little bit, not a lot, but yeah, I mean it's making a little bit of a comeback. It's not completely dead, but I certainly wouldn't be like going out of my way to find hardware to deploy on Salad. That's for sure. All right, let me see what I missed in chat. Right. Uncle D, welcome. Oh, yep, I have the stats for that. Yeah. Both my 4090 on Salad doing 25.9 cent jobs. Nice. That's a good price. Now you got to take 10% out of that, so it's like really like around 22 cents, 22 to 23 cents. I'm doing quick math here. About 23 cents. So, which is still not bad at all. Not bad at all. UNCD 64 and 96 gig. Yeah, I've got one of them on a 96 gig one. That's the one that's not verified yet. I'm hoping that one will get verified. It's like my best spec rig, and it's not verified yet. Go figure. Need to look into Salad API and making charts for it also. That would be cool. That would be very cool. I would be very interested to hear about that. All right. Well, I have been going for almost 2 hours, and so I'm going to probably go for another 5 minutes or so, and then call it a night most likely. So if you guys got any last questions, let me know. Unc D says, I think 64 gig is now the lowest RAM to put on Salad to get those higher jobs. Yeah, you're probably right. I was just thinking that usually with the lower RAM, VRAM GPUs, you don't necessarily have to go to 64 gig. So like for 4090s, yeah, definitely. 3090s, yeah, definitely you're going to need 64 gig. On the lower ones, the 12 gig, I figured 32 gig. And it does say that in their, like, here, let me go up here. The Salad Network Monitor. So it says right here, when we look at, here, actually 3090s, moderate, not bad. That's a pretty good amount too. 4070 Ti Super, 4090, 3090 Ti. See all the 24 gig models. Well, the 4070 Ti, I believe, is 12 gig still. But let me go down to 3060. So like 3060 Ti says 32 gig. 3060 says 32 gig. So I'm looking at that. But when you look up here, I guess these still say 32 gig. It's interesting that they all say recommended specs 32 gig system RAM, when we all know that 64 gig has been shown to do better. So yeah, it's just kind of a shame because I did do that experiment with one of my old mining motherboards, which only has 2 slots. I have thought about trying 2 32 gig sticks and seeing if it would work. The specs on the computer say no, but who knows? Maybe it would work. Oh, they all say 32 gig now since they lost the big customer. Got it. Yeah, hopefully, I know Salad said that they were lowering prices, but I haven't really seen that. I mean, I'm still making the one that is rented is still like a good amount for a 3060. I'm not unhappy with what that's making. I have two 3060s on Vast and it's only making 5 cents. Now, in actuality, it's making a bit more than that because they're paying for bandwidth and such. So what does it come out to be? Oh, interesting. One of my 3060 jobs did fall off finally. Let me try doing this. Sometimes when I unlist and relist, the job will come back. It's kind of interesting. I gotta wait like 20 seconds. And then we'll bring it back. I know this is off screen. I don't want to show you my IP address. Nope, no change. Like I said, I've seen it happen and I don't know why, but I've seen it. But yeah, I'm really seriously thinking about that 3060 T7810 actually selling those 3060s and getting 2 more 5060 Ti's. And then possibly, depending on what goes on with Salad, actually taking that 3060 that's now currently rented for 7.6 cents and actually moving that possibly to Vast with 2 5060 Ti's. So I don't know. So I might be buying 4 more 5060 Ti's for those rigs, but we'll see. We shall see. I mean, my 5060 Ti's are just rented steady, and I like it a lot. So yeah, they're almost rented for just short of 9 cents an hour is what the 5060 Ti's are rented for. So if I could rent all my 3060s at 7.6, I wouldn't make the change for that. But on Vast it's different. So anyway, we'll see. Alrighty, let's see what other chat messages we got here. When you're gonna get a Harley or a badass Hummer too? I'm not getting a Hummer. I'm not getting a Harley. That is not gonna happen. Rival about those bicycles wants me to keep going. No, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Like I said, give it a couple of minutes and then I will call it a night. Works on any platform. Oh, the Salad API, I think is what you're talking about. Interesting. Let's see. Yeah, both currently running 50 gigabyte and 56 gigabyte Oh, interesting. Okay. Good to know. Like if I look at mine, it's not running much at all. Hold on, it's got to connect. My jobs have been like really small. Let me get out of this. Don't need that. Need to do control delete and then cancel and then it comes back to life. There we go. Yeah, my VMem on this one. Let me just make sure it's still alive. Yeah, actively running a job, 7.5 cents approximately. And the VMem is 4 gigabytes. That's it. And that's what I've been seeing on these jobs. So I'm like, 32 gigs is plenty for stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's see. Oh, would have been 279 before. Wow, because man, they really undersell it when you're looking at the average earning rate of the top 25%. Those are way above that. My 3060 Ti and 5070 never get rented with 64 gigs. Yeah, those certainly aren't in a lot of demand. The 5000 series just has never taken off on Salad, and the 3060 Ti's with only 8 gig, yeah, not really doing too much. 0.03 is med for 3060. Who said anything about 0.03? And then, yeah, for 3060 compared to the 4090 requirements. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't think that they would be looking for the same amount of RAM. Because, man, doing all that swapping, if you're going to load the same size job, doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm going to actually remember to go back to the headshot when I finish the stream, and appreciate you guys all being here. If you just arrived, because I did just see the concurrent viewers actually go up a little bit, I guess go back and watch the replay. I have been finding that a lot of people have been I like literally get over 10 times the number of people that watch it on replay than watch it live, hence the reason why I am switching to Saturday night. It is more convenient for me, and I feel like I will get more replays that way because more people will be willing to watch it on a Sunday rather than watching it during the week. And if they were going to watch during the week anyway, they'd still watch it during the week. So I will be continuing on Saturday night. So keep that in mind. So alrighty, guys. I woke up late, LOL. Rizzo, thank you for the super chat. I very much appreciate it. I don't need to do that, but again, thank you. Thank you very much. And with that, as always, no tabs were harmed in the making of this live stream. Have a good night, everybody. See you next week.